You're watching News Watch Today with anchors Tony Sullivan and Chelsea Gladstone, anchors William Patterson, Nora Loeb, Jessica Sinclair, and Noel Johnson. From our studios here in London, here's Tony Sullivan.
Good morning. These are the top stories from around the globe. Researchers in America have found a link between mobile phones and brain tumors. William Patterson has the story.
Every day, millions of people use mobile phones. In 2006, it was estimated that over 2 billion people subscribed to a mobile carrier service, with more subscribing every day. Earlier today, United States researchers found that electromagnetic waves emitted from mobile phones when making calls have a harmful effect on the brain. When the brain functions, it releases chemicals to perform its duties, such as memory and motor skills. However, when these electromagnetic waves interact with the chemicals, long-term symptoms can occur. This imbalance of emotion causes cerebral hemorrhaging and eventually a tumor. Other symptoms are said to include flightiness, a rash on the left buttocks, a large bill from your mobile provider, and a sudden urge to let the driver you're trying to pass know that he is, indeed, number one. We'll have more for you as the story progresses. For Newswatch Today, I'm William Patterson.
And speaking of mobile phones, in Australia today, top education officials unanimously voted to allow the popular text message language to be an acceptable form of grammar on countrywide standardized tests. Here with the complete story is Australian correspondent Nora Loeb.
In a radical unanimous decision, the Board of Education in Sydney,
Australia, decided to allow the trendy type style as an acceptable form of language. Students will lose the ability to efficiently and succinctly communicate while in the workforce. But the Board of Education stands firmly behind the decision. This means that standardized essays will go from looking like this to this. While child psychologist experts argue either side of the issue, in the end, only time will tell. On location here in Sydney, I'm Nora Loeb.
A Taiwanese town trembled in terror today as 12 Turkish tomcats totaled a tall tower in retaliation to 2 timing tenants, tallied by Top Trust. Jessica Sinclair took the tale.
As most of the world knows, Turkey has launched a small aerial attack on a civilian office building in Bangkok at around 23 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. Things don't seem to be letting up in time, as air raid sirens have continuously been going off here. The citizens are on alert for any future coups against the capital. The king was not mean when he made a speech. I tried to call him. This helmet is not a good fit. It does not protect me against badgers and raccoons. A little woman on the airplane made a big scene. Luckily, I did not have to use the lavatory after her. Reporting from this place, I am someone.
Yesterday, the Prime Minister signed a bill which will cause the massive overhaul of the government's information and communications databases. Noel Johnson reports on how it will affect the average citizen and their pocketbook.
Today, Prime Minister Tony Blair signed into law the Government Information and Communication Infrastructure Overhaul. In it, governmental offices will upgrade computer hardware and software into one unified and seamless intranet infrastructure. The law, which will cost an estimated £750 million, is expected to replace computer software deemed insufficient and incompatible with each other. Technology experts are expecting an increase by 300% in computer efficiency. However, critics of the bill are saying that it is just another way for the Prime Minister to get his hands on taxpayer dollars. Taxpayer money that could be going to schools or the national pension are instead going to fixing computers that they say work just fine already. This massive amount of spending will most likely be billed to the taxpayers' pockets after it puts the national budget into a deficit. Whichever way you look at it, don't expect taxes to go down anytime soon. From Parliament, I am Noel Johnson.
When we return, we'll show you Silicone Magazine's top tech toys of last year. Also, Noel Johnson's second part of his 5-part investigative series, Have Britons Lost the Ability to Communicate? I'm Tony Sullivan, and you're watching Newswatch Today.